Fuchs in the house. How's everybody doing? Got a video going, and happy it's going on Father's Day, and it was a little unique year for me in regards to it. Went to the cemetery, and I will say this: people go to the cemetery on Father's Day. Um, in the past, when I took my parents, we'd go on off and on every around the holidays and stuff, but we'd go on just on the weekend and no holiday involved. And you're like, does anybody come to the cemetery? But I guess it's very selective on when people go, like holiday wise. Memorial Day, I know they had service early in the morning, so they couldn't have been there. But during the day, when we came later in the afternoon, Father's Day was a lot busier. So it's just something different. And I gotta do this real quick because I got it out of the freezer and I want to put them back. I'll get back to Father's Day because we're going off track. Is I haven't talked about anything lately, and recently been diving into Kroger's ice cream, and and I'm covering the. I'm looking at it on a good way on my end. Chocolate malt waffle cone. I enjoyed this, and I guess my mom loves it. She basically ended up buying, I guess, one after I got it. And then this one, black raspberry cookies and cream. That one's different. I won't put it as like a favorite, but if you are looking for something original or something like that, this does the job. And then there is, I don't have it, but peppermint bonbon, I think it is. They didn't have any. That one I like. So uh, Kroger's has some decent, affordable ice cream. So I got to get this back in the freezer. I will be back right back. I should have started this off instead of the Father's Day stuff, but we'll get there. Be so. Thanks everybody that's watching. I appreciate it. Give me one more moment. I am on my way back. I'm trying to put something in the freezer. You think it would fit the exact same way you took it out, but you gotta play around with it. So, at the cemetery again. Uh, yeah, it was just surprising that there was people. Everybody does something different, I guess, a little differently. So, ended up meeting some relatives out there, and just a unique kind of scenario. And then I had to get a chair for working at home, and ended up going to Walmart. And while I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh God, this is going to be a pain in the ass to put this together. Ended up not. And while I'm putting this chair together, I'm like, this is something when my dad, when we were kids, he bought me and my sister 10-speed bikes. And if I remember right, there were parts, tons of them. And it wasn't the same screw size or whatever. And I ended up getting this chair, and I'm like, oh, this was like the easiest chair. I got the box. Let's see if I can do this. I don't know. So this ended up taking me. If I could have rushed it a little more. Yeah, yeah. I want to get the name of the damn chair. There it is. Affordable and it's basic. It'll do the job. It only took a half hour to put the chair together. I mean, uh, L wrench and screws, and they did a good job. Uh, I'm putting it on how to put it together, but I'm sitting there like, God, my dad must have wished he could have had that for putting together a 10-speed bike back in the 70s, early, late 70s, I guess. Um, because I remember it was a pain in the ass. It was just a lot of pieces. It wasn't just damn, does it was like, wow, how the hell you, and that's where I was like, oh, I just so I did remember something. So I'm rambling on there a little bit, but I just was like putting this chair together. And you kind of have to be if you're putting, for me, gotta have that. It was like, yeah, I want to do this. But once I started getting going, it was kind of like, hey, this ain't that bad. Uh, so I kind of was like, boy, my dad would be like, damn, where was this one back in my day? I'd be curious. This chair back then, or this type of chair, I bet it would have been like different screws. You wouldn't get the same. It was just like, wow. I just laughed about it. Uh, so that is Father's Day. Um, Ended up taking my mom over to Firehouse Subs. That's a little pricey, but tried it. I haven't had Firehouse Subs in a while, and I guess they do donate. I forget what it was, but for Wisconsin, they for 2024 in January they had a check for $2 million at the firehouses donated to the Wisconsin public safety, I think it was. So that was kind of cool to see that. And so we had the Italian sub, and they were good. But like I say, a little pricey. But hey, I wanted to do something a little instead of doing the same basic. Just do a little something. Yeah, it's totally different for Father's Day. Uh, so movie wise, movies are going to be a little different. I still try to do what I do, but today going to be doing some faith based movies, a couple, and then one of those old epic, like a Ben Hur type movie. And so I'm going to go with, let's start with the epic movie first. Quo Vadis. Cuvada, Cuvadis, I think it is. 1951, 7.1 was the rating. This is almost a 3 hour movie. And it more or less is when Nero is emperor and the burning of Rome, and he blames the Christians. Um, this got a 7.1, and I can say from the halfway point to the end, I'll give it a 7.1. But the first half is story based and it drags. I mean, it basically looked at my mom and go, "This is a rough movie," and then it kicked in. I don't know. I wish I would. I'll say at least the halfway point. So definitely a third of the movie is building the story. So it is a decent movie. I'm kind of reading up on Nero, and as some of the historians now don't think uh, he was really involved in the burning of Rome, where he watched it. I forget, was he playing a harp or fiddle? I forget, so I apologize. Um, but I was reading a little bit, and they've kind of changed on what happened back then when the burning of Rome happened. So, kind of was interesting because I remember when I was a kid, it was Nero watched Rome burn and blamed the Christians. So, my faith-based movies are Apostles After Jesus, James Brolin, and Dean Jones. And I don't know if anybody remembers Dean Jones. He's from Disney movies. This was basically Luke, Dean Jones, as I guess narrator, following Paul. And if you watch this movie and you're a Christian, all of a sudden Bible related New Testament, you're like, wow, I remember that piece, and I remember that part of the when Paul was doing this, and so it was a little interesting, kind of remember when you were in junior high and stuff like that for this stuff. It was like, holy cow. So that one they didn't give a rating, so I don't know. I liked it. This too was a long movie. Were they both 3 hours? I think the Apostles of Jesus was longer. But yeah, both the movies I just mentioned are, if you're looking for sitting back and killing a day or an evening, those two movies will do it. And then On a Wing and a Prayer, 2023, Dennis Quaid. This got a 5.5. I don't know why And I do have a note here. This is based on a true story. Doug White ended up having to take over a plane when the pilot died. Um, so it's there's a few moments that get a little over the top, but do what you can in regards to it. So, um, but all three are worth watching. I got my movie list. I just want to try to do a little something different, with Father's Day. Um, so any fathers out there, happy Father's Day. So flowers are hanging in there. I'm kind of worried something's gonna eat my beans. So I got to get out there and kind of do a little preventive stuff. So I got to figure out what I'm gonna do with that. But yeah, they're coming up nice. The lettuce. I asked my aunt if I need to thin that, and she kind of let it go. And it's like I feel like I'm supposed to thin. I'm bad at thinning. I just am. Uh, Flower wise, we're getting there. I'll try to get something going. Uh, Flower seed in some places it's taking. It's just taking a while for it get to the next level. With the if the plants get a little more hardier, because just showing you the little seedlings or whatever you want to say it, is not really worth it. I'll be going out in a little bit here to finish up a few little things and do some patchwork on the yard. So that is it for today. And again, I appreciate everybody watching. Um, yeah, today I didn't know how I was going to handle it. Different. That's where I'll go with it. And everybody, and I do have a new phone. Yeah, this is another. You see, again, I'll start ranting. And I'm getting a new phone because my other one just I should show it cracked, and I don't know if I made it a whole year. I think yeah, I think I almost it had to be. I don't know. It was a while, and this phone's got so many bells and whistles, and it's like yeah, it's nice. I'm trying to cut down, but my sister calls me, and my old phone. I just picked up the phone and boom, I'm sitting there tapping and had the little phone. It's not taking. I had to go into the setup to select tap, and it was either tap or swipe. So it's like there shouldn't be any select. You should be able to pick up the phone. So that's my rant on new phones because I'm sitting there like, what am I doing wrong? I'm hitting the damn, and I swear I swiped because I knew how the other one, but I must have not swiped properly. But there was a setting: swipe or tap. No, it's pick up the damn phone. That's what that. That's what the setting should be. Pick up the damn phone. That's my setting. So again, I'm all over the place, and I know I'm rambling, and I go with it. Uh, so again, trying to be off what the hell's going on in the world. And I know there is stuff going on, so if people are getting a little frustrated, or hang in there. Um, Try to talk to some neighbors. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I wish I could. I hope things get better. That's what I hope for. Thanks again, and have a good one.